الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. We give thanks to Almighty Allah. We send blessings and salutations upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammad and his households and all his righteous companions and those who are following his footsteps till the day of accounting. اليوم نحن في درس جديد وهو في استمرار كتاب دراسة كتابنا كتاب نور البيان لتعليم القراءة وترتيل القرآن. Today we shall still continue on our lesson of treating and explaining the book Nur al-Bayan that teaches people on how to read Arabic letters, Arabic words, at the same time how to recite Quran fluently and correctly. Today we shall continue from where we stopped. We are still on the second page. ما زلنا في الصفحة الثانية في الكتاب. We are still on the second page of the book. التي تشتمل على حروف الهجاء that comprise all of the what? The letter of Arabic alphabets. All of the Arabic alphabets. وقد كنا نأخذ كل حرف بعد حرف حتى يتيسر فهمها وحتى يتيسر التمييز بينها. We have decided to be taking it one letter after the other so that it is going to be easy for us to understand each letter, and at the same time it is also going to be possible for us to understand and identify each of these letters one after the other, because this reading of Arabic words, reading of Arabic letters, reading of Al-Quran starts from understanding and identifying the word, the Arabic alphabets, and understanding the Arabic alphabets by identifying them and at the same time knowing how to pronounce each and every one of them. So we have spent قد جعلنا أوقاتا طويلة لتعليم الحروف الهجائية ولتعريف التمييز بينها. We have spent so much time on recognizing the letters of Arabic and at the same time knowing how to pronounce them. لأن هناك عمل في أساسيات العلم. الأعمال كلها أو جلها في أساسيات العلم، أما الذي يبنى عليها فيكون يسيرا ميسرا إذا كانت الأساس قيمة ورطيدة ووطيدة. So everything that has to do with knowledge, its basis is what is very much important. If the basis is strong, then whatever that we are building upon it, inshallah, is going to be strong as well. A house cannot stand if this foundation is not strong. So we shall continue today by moving to the next series of letters, next group of letters. اليوم سنستمر بأن ننتقل إلى بقية الحروف في الحروف الهجائية، وإن شاء الله اليوم يكون آخر درس في تعليم وتعريف وتمييز بين حروف الهجاء كلها، كما إن شاء الله سنختم جميع هذه الحروف اليوم، وما بقي منها إلا حروف خمسة، ولو إلا حروف خمسة أو ستة إن لم أقل في ذلك. Today, inshallah, we shall continue by looking at the rest of the letters of the Arabic alphabet. Today shall be the end of our class on the identification of Arabic letters. Thereafter, we are going to move to the next page of the book. Inshallah, we have spent so much time, as I have said, on identifying letters so much that we are going to have a strong fundamental, we are going to have a strong foundation, and at the same time we are going to have a strong basis. So for us to be able to proceed and understand each and every lesson thereafter, we need to first of all go through all of these fundamental classes so that we can know and understand how these Arabic letters are pronounced, how they look like in written, in patterns, in and how they are also, how they different from one another. This makes us to know how to pronounce them, number one, identify them, number two, and at the same time we are going to know how to differentiate between each and every one of them. فاليوم نبدأ من الحرف الأول. هناك من بداية حروف الهجاء ونقرأها، نقرأ جميع هذه الحروف إلى حيث وقفنا حتى يكون كالمراجعة لنا. We are going to start reading each and every one of these letters from the beginning of the Arabic alphabet to where we stopped, so that it will serve as a revision for us. الآن نبدأ. Now we are going to start. فانظر إلى كيف أقسم على كل حرف أنطق به. Look at how I'm going to be making a sign on each of the letters that I'm going to pronounce. The first letter here is what? Alif. ثم بعد ذلك, then after that you have what? Ba. Then ta. ثم ثا. جيم. حا. خا. دال. ذال. غا. زاي. سين. شين. صاد. ضاد. طاء. ظا. عين. غين. فاء. قاف. كاف. لام. ميم. هذا هنا وقفنا. This is where we stopped. وقفنا على اللام أمس في الدرس الماضي. We stopped on lam in the last lesson. اليوم سنستمر من هناك. Today we shall continue from that place. الحرف الأول اليوم, the first letter today is ميم. هذا ميم. ميم. This is ميم. إذا نظرتم إلى هذا الحرف ربما لا تجدون له متشابه. If you look at this letter, you may not find any resemblance for it in all of the letters of Arabic. Do you understand? So for you, it is going to, for that reason, you are going to recognize it more than the others, if that will be helpful in that manner. فهذا هو حرف الميم. This is the meme letter. This is the meme letter. هكذا ينطق ميم. It is pronounced as meme. وهكذا يكتب, and this is how it is being written. That is meme. 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 والحرف بعد ذلك, and the next letter after that, نون. 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 next letter is noon. 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 هكذا noon. This is how to pronounce noon. إذا رأيتم النون أيضا فكأن الحروف الباقية الحروف الباقية فكأن الحروف الباقية في حروف الهجاء لا يكون له نذير لا يكون لكل واحد منهم نذير. It's like there is no similarities with any of them when we compare them to other letters of Arabic. Maybe that is why they have put them through the end part of the words of the Arabic letters. الحروف البقية في الحروف الهجاء ليس لها نذير لأجل ذلك كانت مواضعها في نهايات الحروف الهجائية. Maybe it is because they don't have any resemblance. That is why they have put them in the end part of the Arabic letters, so that it is going to be easy for us. It's like they now first of all forwarded and put forward all the letters that have resemblance, so that it's going to be easy for us. Then at the end of the day, we now get to other letters which does not have resemblance. This makes it easier for us to understand, and it make it faster for us to what to comprehend. So الحروف الباقية من ميم إلى ياء ليس لها متشابه مما يجعلنا نعرف تمييز بينها بسرعة لأن ليس لها متشابه لأن الحرف أو حرفان إذا تشابها في الرسم قد يصعب على الناس التفريق بينها. Because letters, if they resemble in written or in pattern, it may not be easy for people to understand. Unlike these ones now, that they don't even have any resemblance. So you just know one letter for what it is known for. Do you understand? So هكذا وضعت الحروف الهجائية. This is how the Arabic letters are being placed. So if you look at from the meme to the last letter, you see that they don't resemble themselves in any way. Do you understand it now? So this next letter is Nun. If you see any letter that looks like Nun, though Ba wants to look like Nun, if you look at it very well, but there is still some very great differences between them. First of all, when you look at Nun, it is curved downward beyond the line, unlike that Ba that will be on the line. Nun curves downward, and at the same time it also has one dot. It resembles Ba in that regard, but you can see that the dot of Nun is on its top, while the dot of Ba is under it. Do you understand it now? So كأن حرف النون يشبه حرف الباء ولكن هناك فروق ظاهرة بينهما. النون كانت له نقطة واحدة كما كانت الباء أيضا. هذا مواضع التفريق، هذا من مواضع الاتحاد بينهما. ولكن هذه النقطة موضعها في الباء في الأسفل في تحت، أو أما موضعها في النون هو الفوق. هذا أيضا مما يفرق بينهما. والنون أيضا يكتب مجاوزا السطر أما الباء متساوية مع السطر يكتب الباء على السطر أما النون يكتب متجاوزا عن السطر. فهمتم الآن؟ فهكذا الفروق بين كتابة النون وكتابة الباء. This is the difference between nun and ba, even when they resemble themselves somehow, but not exactly like other letters that we have taken before. Now the next letter is ha. 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 This is how to pronounce it. You don't pronounce it as ah. If you pronounce it as ah, it's going to resemble Hamza when we get there, or it's going to be resemble Alif. But you pronounce it as ha. You obstruct there. You pronounce it in a way whereby there is an obstruction in your throat when you pronounce it. Ha, ha. It is just like you are using a shovel to drag to drag the ground. Ha, ha. That's how to pronounce ha, ha. ينطق بالها كأن هناك مانع في كأن هناك شيء من يعني من الحدود أو من الشواغل في حلقك التي تحاول أن تمنع الخروج بسرعة والخروج يعني باليسر. هكذا ينطق بالها. ها 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 ها. فهمتم الآن؟ كأن حرف الهاء يعني ييسر وييسر على الرجال النطق به أكثر من يسره للنساء. It is like this ha is usually easy for males to pronounce it than the females. لأن حرف الهاء لأن الهاء كأن هناك شيء من من الخشونة في النطق به. وهكذا عادة يعني عادة أصوات الرجال. It is just like there is a kind of awareness in pronouncing the ha, and this is how the voice of the males usually be. There is usually they usually have a cracking sound, so which makes it easy for her to be pronounced by males even more than the females. Even at the same time, وفي الحال نفسها ييسر على النساء أيضا النطق بحرف العين لأن في عادة أصوات النساء الخفة. It is also easy for the females to pronounce Ain more than the males because Ain is usually soft in pronunciation, and softness is one of the attributes of the what of the female tones, of the female voices. Do you understand it now? ولكن مع ذلك سيتيسر النطق بكل حرف مع رياضة اللسان ومرور الأوقات في التمرين فيها. And even with that, each letter is going to be easy and possible. It's going to be easy for one to pronounce with respect to how much one practice them and with respect to how long one is practicing each and every one of these letters. You understand it now? حتى قد نجد من النساء من يوجد النطق بالهاء أكثر من الرجال. وقد وجد من الرجال أيضا يوجد النطق من يجيد النطق بالعين أكثر من النساء. وهكذا هو الأمر. So it is all about our practice, how you make your practice, how long you spend on them, how much time you dedicate for pronunciation of each of these letters. That will make you to know how, that will make you to pronounce them. Do you understand? So it is not that one is restricted in pronunciation to males and one is restricted in pronunciation to females. Not like that. Even when one practices it as it's supposed to practice, it is going to get to a stage whereby this letter of Ain that we say it is very much easy for the female folks than the male folks. We can now see some of the females that knows how to pronounce even her more than the males. And we can also see among the males who know how to pronounce her Ain, who knows how to pronounce Ain more than the females. This has to do with the practice. Do you understand? Don't joke with practice. The practicability, they said practice makes perfection. So you always cannot do without practice. So this is how to pronounce ha. هكذا ينطق بالها. هكذا ينطق بالها. ثم بعد الها واو واو واو. هكذا واو واو واو. Like some of it, like, كما ينطق كما كان في الإنجليزية يقولون واو W O W واو هكذا واو واو ولا وما وجد في الحروف ما يكون آخره هكذا إلا الواو فقط. There is no there is not any there is no any letter that we have ow at the end of its pronunciation except wow. That is why many people make mistakes and they pronounce ha as how. لذلك كان من أخطاء التي تجري بين ألسن الناس أنهم كانوا ينطقون الها كما ينطق أنهم كانوا ينطقون الها بما يختم به الواو. They usually pronounce ha with the same tone that ends the pronunciation of wow, and it is not correct. You don't pronounce ha like how, never. But you pronounce it as wow. It is only wow that have it that way. Some people also pronounce ya that way. You said yao. No, it is not yao. It is only wow that has that ow at the end. Do you understand it now? That is how to pronounce wow. Wow. والحرف الذي بعد ذلك, and the next letter after that is hamza. 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 This hamza, it is not recognized among some scholars of Arabic as part of letter itself that has to stand alone. بعض العلماء في اللغة لا يجعلون همزة كحرف مستقل. They don't consider hamza as a as an independent letter. Why? Because it usually goes with alif. That is why you always see it alif hamza fatia ah. Alif hamza fatia. So when you give alif fatha, the same way you pronounce it, sometimes it's also the same way you pronounce hamza. Even alif does not usually take fatha when we get to that. So alif, so some scholars view hamza and alif as the same thing. That's why you always see alif hamza as the same thing. Alif hamza. That is why when you count all the Arabic alphabets, you will not find they are usually 28. But they put hamza here maybe because it is different in pattern or in patterns of writing to alif. But I want us to consider it as the same thing. Hamza and alif as the what? As the same thing. You understand? Are the same thing. Alif hamza. Because you usually see hamza taking alif as a chair. Sometimes hamza can also take ya as a chair and can also take waw as a chair. So when alif, this is what I mean. Alif can be like this. Alif hamza. It can also be wow. You put hamza. It can also be ya. You put hamza. And it can also be written alone this way. Do you understand it now? So hamza can also be written this way. So that is why some of them consider alif and hamza as the same thing. So if you now consider alif and hamza as the same thing, then you are going to have the total numbers of the Arabic alphabets to be 28. To be 28. I think this is more acceptable than than having the total number of Arabic letters to be 29 or 30. Some people will even add lam alif. Lam alif is not a letter because lam alif is the combination of lam and alif. You understand it now? See this way. This is how they write lam, and this is how we write alif. So when you combine it together, lam alif, you can see that it has become lam alif. So lam alif is not a what? Is not a letter on its own. That is why it is not included here, because we already have lam and we already have alif. So the same thing is hamza. So hamza and alif usually go side by side so, so, many times. Do you understand it now? الذي قلنا هنا أن أن كل حرف الهمزة، بعض العلماء اللغويين لا يعدون همزة كحرف مستقل كبقية الحروف، لأنهم كأنهم يجعلون همزة كألف، يجعلون همزة كألف. لذلك كان بعضهم يكتبون ألف همزة، ألف همزة وليس ألف فقط، لأن ألف لا يمكن أن يأخذ همزة فتحة، بل ألف دائما يأخذ السكون ويكون مدا. أما إذا كان إذا يريد أن يأخذ حركة، يكون أمزة ألف أمزة فتحة، ألف أمزة كسرة، هكذا. وقلنا أمزة أيضا قد يكتب ويكتب على الواو، قد يكتب ويكتب على الياء. أما الذي المهم هو الهمزة وليس الكرسي الذي يعني جلس عليها. إذا يريد أن تنطق بشيء وهناك شيء وهناك كرسيه، فماذا تنطق به؟ تنطق بهذا الشيء وليس الكرسي. لذلك كان الملك إذا جلس على كرسيه، من يأتي ويحييه يحيي الملك ولا يحيي الكرسي. هكذا إذا كانت وجدت همزة تحت الواو والياء، همزة فوق الواو والألف والياء، لا تنطق ب ألف ولا الواو ولا الياء في ذلك، بل تنطق بالهمزة الذي هو نفس الحرف الذي ينطق به. فهمتم الآن؟ So what we said is that whenever we want to pronounce Hamza, whenever we find Hamza written on any of these letters, Alif, Waw, or Ya, then we should know that Alif, we should know that it is this Hamza that we are going to pronounce. You are not going to pronounce the chairs that Hamza sit on. You understand it now? And the last letter here is what? Ya, 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 Ya. You can see the way they wrote Ya here. Ya usually has two dots. Two dots. And they can also two dots like this under. You understand? And they can also write it this way, this way, this way, without putting what? Putting the two dots under it. It's still the same thing. Do you understand? So that's how to write ya. Ya yuktabu ya hakada kahakada wa yakunu tahtaha نقطتان. فهمت؟ وقد يكتب هكذا ليس عليه شيء، ليس تحته شيء. فهمتم الآن؟ وبهذا قد وصلنا إلى نهاية درس اليوم في النطق بهذه الحروف، وما بقي إلا الاختبار. لكن قبل ذلك نأخذ كلها هذه الحروف واحدا بعد واحد مرة أخرى. So today we have come to the end of the pronunciation of these letters that we want to teach today, and that's the end of all the Arabic letters. But before then, the next thing is going to the test session. But before that, let's pronounce this letter once and again. So the first letter here is what? Mim, Nun, Ha, Wow, Hamza, Ya. الآن ننتقل إلى الاختبار. هذا هو الاختبار. الاختبار، فهنا يأتي الاختبار. هنا يأتي الاختبار. So this is where our اختبار will be. So the first letter here, don't forget how we usually do our test. لا تنسوا القواعد التي وضعناها للاختبارات. فهمتم؟ ف don't forget our rules for the test. The first letter here is what? Ha, Ya, Mim, Nun, Wow, Qaf, Nun, Kaf, Mim, Ha, Kaf, Fa, Sad, عين با ذال زاي طا لام قاف غين دال ميم ألف ثا شين خا غا ضاد غا ظا حا جيم با سين يا ميم ها واو نون. فبهذا قد وصلنا إلى نهاية الدرس. نسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يتقبله منا صالح الأعمال. By now we have come to the end of the class. We pray Allah accept this amount of ibadah from each and every one of us. If you want to know each time every new video is being uploaded, you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. من يريد أن يعرف كل مرة وجدت يعني درس جديد وجدت دروس جديدة فلا بد أن يضغط بزر سبسكرايب في هذا الموقع. نسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يكون معنا يدعوني ومساعدة. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.